This time on your local entertainment, spotlight on
Lethal Pro Wrestling.
I am walking right outside of LPW Arena, home of monthly wrestling entertainment in New England's only six-sided ring. Let's go inside and see what's going on. In this very building, crowds explode every month for Lethal Pro Wrestling. Let's take a look around. I'm standing with Lethal Pro Wrestling's president, Lethal Paul Lazon. What inspired you to open this business?
I've been in the business for about 20 years and it's always been my dream to run the show, as you would put it. I've always seen things not quite done my way, and being Fall River, Massachusetts, of one of my favorite places to wrestle, I decided that I would open up the business here and give the fans my vision as sorts of what I think wrestling should be.
Who are some of the featured wrestlers that audiences can see at LPW shows?
Well, the biggest guy that I have would be, one of the biggest names would be former WCW star, Big Rick Fuller. Also, I have on my card the Pride of Fall River, Pride Tag Team, Dan Freitas and Brian Nunes, who are excellent wrestlers. I try to get the best guys from the area before they go away to the bigger leagues to give the fans the best show possible.
How does it feel to have the only six-sided ring in New England?
It feels pretty good. We needed something extra. We needed that little extra edge, and everybody does a four-sided ring. And when TNA started with the six-sided ring, and it was new, it was exciting, it was innovative, I thought it would be perfect, and it goes along with the Lethal Pro Wrestling Code.
What are your future goals with the company?
My future goal for the company would be expansion. Over the next coming year, you're going to see bigger shows, better shows, and even a new building. We've outgrown this building already in 1 year, and we'll be moving to a spot that's almost twice as big. So look out for Lethal Pro Wrestling, because it's already the premier pro wrestling company in Fall River, and we're going to do nothing but come at the fans with hard-hitting, exciting wrestling action. Just what you want to see.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Lethal Pro Wrestling hosts wrestling classes 3 nights a week from Pride Pro Wrestling Academy. I'm here with one of Pride Pro Wrestling Academy's head trainers, Dan Freitas. What are some of the expectations you have of your students?
As far as expectations for the students, I try not to have too many for them. The only thing that I really expect of my students is for them to give me the 110% that I give them. If I'm willing to bend over backwards to teach them, I expect them to bend over backwards in order to learn.
How many students are currently attending Pride Pro Wrestling Academy?
We have about 23 students who would fill up a Pride Pro Wrestling Academy training night. Do they all come on the same night? Not really, but if they all showed up in one night, we have 23 students.
How would someone go about joining your school?
There's a few different ways you can find us. Obviously, if you're, on MySpace.com, you see Lethal Pro Wrestling's MySpace, MySpace.com/Lethal Pro Wrestling. There is a link to, the Pride Pro Wrestling Academy on there. You could also go online to the MySpace at MySpace.com/PPWA. We also have an email address. It's pride_PWA@yahoo.com.
Well, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy your class tonight.
Thank you.
This concludes our trip to Lethal Pro Wrestling. It's located here at 148th Street in Fall River, Mass. If you're interested in a one-of-a-kind wrestling experience, be sure not to miss Lethal Pro Wrestling's next show, Saturday, September 26th at 7:30 p.m. See you next time on Your Local Entertainment.